A lot of people that watch us aren't subscribed. So please, if you enjoy what we do here, hit that subscribe button so you know the next time we talk wrestling. We are doing a live watch along of WWE Backlash tomorrow night, 7 p.m. I believe I said it for like 6:55 to get a little pre-talk in. What's your level of excitement for this card?
I'd say moderate. I don't think I'm like blown away by anything. Ironically enough, McAfee and Gunther is probably one of the more matches that interests me the most. I know we'll break it down. I feel like when I talk about this card, like that's something that's kind of different. So that's kind of popping out to me here. Like Cena and Orton, I mean, it'll be good. It'll be good, but it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of like,
just like you, I'm kind of right there with I'm interested in that Cena Orton main event, kind of the last time they're going to go up against each other, supposedly. So I'm interested in that. And Gunther and McAfee, when I heard about that, the guys at work were telling me, and I'm like, oh, wow. So that's going to be interesting. But let's break down the card and give our predictions.
Dominic Mysterio defends the Intercontinental title against Penta. I like this matchup. Dominic's a great heat getter. Something tells me that Dominic is going to have a bit of a run here. So as much as I like Penta, and Penta had a lot of fire coming in, I don't think he's taking this title off of Dominic yet.
I'm going to go different, and I'm going to say it's Penta's time. Dominic was the right choice at WrestleMania, big stage, let him get that title there. But I feel like Penta's got to get that title, and Backlash is going to be the time.
Fatal four-way match for the United States Championship. Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight versus Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I like this matchup. I forgot about this. This is a fun little thing here, I think, just because all these guys generally kill it when they're against each other. That being said, I feel confident again. I'm saying no title changes hand. Jacob Fatu is keeping that gold.
Jacob Fatu, 100%. I can't disagree with you on that.
Pat McAfee versus Gunther. I like McAfee. He always brings his best. This is a guy outside of the wrestling business, but he's been trained by Rip Rogers, former guest of the show, by the way. And he's a guy that always gives his all, respects the wrestling business. This will be no different. And Gunther can make a great match with anybody anyway. I can't wait to see how they pull this off, but I got to go Gunther all day.
Yeah, when I was talking with John White at work about it, and when we talked about this match, he goes, McAfee has to lose, right? And I'm like, yeah, I think Gunther pulverizes McAfee, maybe takes him out of commentary for a little bit. And, the real question is, where does Gunther go from there? Does somebody step in to try and stop him from hurting McAfee too much? But I have to go Gunther as well. I just see it as, kind of furthering a storyline, and something's going to happen there.
Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch, WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. I think we talked about it at WrestleMania. I think Lyra's solid, but she hasn't shown me that next gear yet. I feel like she's actually started to really raise her game up these last couple of weeks with some of these promos with Becky here. However, I feel like Becky's coming back to win this Intercontinental Championship. And maybe it'll be to give it back to Lyra at some point, or maybe to put someone else over. But I feel like Becky's going to win this championship, and then it's going to be her job to elevate it.
I want Lyra to win and be a better champion because she overcame Becky Lynch. But I'm right there with you. I think Becky's taking that title off of her.
All right. And John Cena, Randy Orton main event on this 5-match card. Love your 5-match cards.
I very much like the sound of that. That sounds like that could be done by a solid 10 o'clock.
Yes, for sure. I'm going to go Cena. I don't think Cena, I know it's Orton's hometown, but I don't think Cena's losing that gold just yet.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Cena as well. It's gonna be a good match. This feels like a throwback to, almost like the modern legends of WWE, which I think Randy Orton and John Cena have, made themselves since they've been around 20-something years. I'm looking forward to this match a lot, but I don't see Randy taking that title off Cena.
We got some other
Where do we go after Backlash for that title with Cena?
Ooh, that's a good question. Cody's gone. So is Cody coming back? He's got to come back at some point. What are we doing with Cody?
I would think maybe Cody by SummerSlam, but you got to have
Cody by
something to
SummerSlam.
kinda carry you over there.
That's a good question. God, you know what I'd love to see them do? Even though he's a champion, I think it'd be interesting. Jacob fought too.
Ooh, Jacob versus Cena?
Yeah, Jacob is a babyface.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I would like to hope we would get that at some point in this run.
Yeah,
Very
I mean,
interesting.
another thing you could do, and I know he hasn't really been built up this way lately, but LA Knight. LA Knight's a guy that could talk with Cena. And you want a real wild card, I don't think we'll be there yet, but Joe Henry would be another guy to be interesting if they just brought him into the mix. Yeah.
Oh, damn. That's a lot of good possibilities. If you enjoyed what you saw here, please hit that subscribe button, like, share, get it around, because we really enjoy talking wrestling.